Hey, it's Robin from Rose and Lily. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make these cute little mushrooms. I like making them in these neutral colors, but you can use any colors you like. I like using 3 spots per mushroom, but you can add more. First, you'll need some chunky or super chunky plush yarn in a color for the cap, and then a color for the stem and the spots. I like using white or cream for the stem as well as the spots. Then you'll also need a USG crochet hook, a yarn needle, scissors, polyfill, and then I always recommend using stitch markers. The stitches you'll need to know beforehand are magic ring, single crochet, slip stitch, increase, and invisible decrease. We're going to start on the cap, and I'll be using beige yarn. In round 1, we do 6 single crochet in a magic ring. I'll include a link on how I like to do the magic ring at the top of the video. Pull the ring tight, and then I like to mark the last stitch of each round with a marker. In round 2, we do 2 single crochet into each stitch from round 1. This means we're doing 6 increases in a row, which brings us up to 12 stitches. In round 3, we do a single crochet in the first stitch, and then 2 single crochet into the second stitch. And we repeat this around, so single crochet, and then 2 single crochet into the same stitch. This means we do it 6 times in total all the way around to bring us up to 18 stitches. In round 4, we do 2 single crochet, and then an increase, which is 2 single crochet into the same stitch, and we do that 6 times in total all the way around to bring us up to 24 stitches. In round 5, we do 3 single crochet and then an increase, and we do that 6 times in total to bring us up to 30 stitches. Round 6 is our last round of increases, and it's 4 single crochet and then an increase. We do that 6 times to get 36 stitches. Now we're going to do 4 rounds of no increases. So that's just 36 single crochet a round for round 7 to 10. And I'll do these 4 rounds off camera. In round 11, we're going to start decreasing. So we start with 2 single crochet, and then a decrease, and I always like to do the invisible decrease. And we do that all the way around, so 2 single crochet and a decrease, and we do it 9 times in total to bring us down to 27 stitches. Just stop before you do the last stitch of the round because we're going to do a color change. So here's the last decrease of the round. And I'm going to stop before pulling through the last loop because I'm going to change to cream yarn. And with color changes, I always like to twist the colors together before pulling through the new color. But you can do the color change however you like. In round 12, we continue decreasing. So first we do a single crochet, which I'm going to do over those tails from the color change. And then a decrease. And we do that 9 times in total all the way around to bring us down to 18 stitches. In round 13, we do a single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that 6 times to bring us down to 12 stitches. Now we can stuff the cap. And you'll want to stuff the cap quite firmly, but not so firm that the stuffing shows through the stitches. In round 14, which is our last round of the cap, we do 6 decreases in a row. Then we can remove the stitch marker and cut the yarn, leaving a bit of a tail for sewing that hole closed. To close the hole, I like to go through the front loops of the stitches of the last round. So that's these 6 stitches here. Then pull on the yarn which closes the hole. And insert the tail into the piece into a few different places of the same color to secure it. Now we're going to crochet the stem, and I'll be using cream yarn. In round 1, it's 6 single crochet in a magic ring. In round 2, we do 6 increases in a row. This will bring us up to 12 stitches. In round 3, we do a single crochet and then an increase, and we do that 6 times to bring us up to 18 stitches. In round 4, we're working into the back loops only, and we're doing 18 single crochet around. In round 5, we're just doing 18 single crochet around, and we're working through both loops again as normal. In round 6, we're doing 4 single crochet, and then a decrease, and we do that 3 times in total to bring us down to 15 stitches. In rounds 7 to 8, so that's 2 rounds, we just do 15 single crochet around. In round 9, we do 3 single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that 3 times to get 12 stitches. In rounds 10 to 11, so that's 2 rounds, we do 12 single crochet around. After round 11, we can remove the stitch marker and close with a slip stitch. Then cut the yarn, leaving a long tail for sewing. And now we can stuff the stem. Now we're going to make the spots, and I like to make 3 spots per mushroom, but you can make more if you like. In round 1, it's 6 single crochet and a magic ring. Pull the ring tight, and then slip stitch back into the first stitch of the round. Then we can cut the yarn, leaving a bit of a tail for sewing. And I'll be making 3 of these, but you can make as many as you like. Now we're going to sew the stem onto the cap. If you like, you can use pins to hold it in place while you sew. And I'll be sewing on just below that second round of white stitches over here. So first grab a stitch from the cap and then go up into a stitch of the stem. And then down into the next stitch of the stem, and then grab the next stitch on the cap. And you'll repeat these steps all the way around. Once you've gone all the way around, you can bring that yarn tail through under the stem a few times, and then into a few different places on the stem to secure it. Now we're going to sew on the spots. First, use the tail from the magic ring to place the spot where you want it to go. Then use the other yarn tail to sew it in place. First, grab a stitch from the cap, then go up into a stitch of the spot and down into the next stitch on the spot. And do this all the way around. If you like, you can bring the yarn tail through under the spot a few times, and then bring it back to meet the first tail. And now you can sew on the rest of the spots exactly the same way. So I've attached my 3 spots and the mushroom now looks like this. Thanks so much for watching this tutorial. The free written pattern will be available on my website. Please remember to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep track of all my latest videos.